This month's Adventurers Inc. is the transformational tale of Bex Band's 1,000-mile hike along the Israeli National Trail in Three Stripes South. It was a journey that changed Bex's life and founded a movement. So, let's see what Bex has to say. As the layers of dust thickened on my skin, the days in the desert passed by. I stripped back simple existence, all merging into a strange passing of time. I finally had the thinking space I'd always imagined the trail would give me. It didn't come in calm moments of enlightenment or newfound wisdom, but stemmed from pure boredom. Although I was relishing the trail and felt endless gratitude for the landscapes that rolled before me, there was no denying that hiking was monotonous. Plodding forward, hour after hour, day after day, with loneliness and isolation becoming more and more constant, hiking swung from wonderfully exhilarating to tediously bland. Up until this point, much of my mind had been preoccupied with nothing but the loud demands of my most basic needs. There was no space for pondering when all I could think about was how hungry I was, how hot I felt, or how much discomfort I was in. Hiking was still tough, that hadn't gone away, but now my body had adapted to the heat, and my muscles were strengthening by the day. I was getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that freed my mind, which was now as vast as the space around me. How cool is that? Your mind as vast as the space around you. Probably took the best part of 2 months, mind. I had infinite hours to think, or perhaps it was infinite hours to listen. As I walked, a montage of random memories would play out in my head. Sometimes these were significant moments from my life. My teacher telling me it was my fault I was getting teased because I'd cut my hair short and wasn't acting like a normal girl. The last conversation with a friend before she took her own life. Those last few words forever playing on repeat like a broken record. Catching my granddad Stanley looking at me in a way I couldn't make sense of until I heard he'd passed a few days later, or stopping by a tree in the New Forest and Gil producing a ring from his pocket. Often I'd return to the same point in time a few years before doing the hike, when I'd been at my most unhappy, consumed with a cloud of hopelessness and depression, brought on by the struggles of moving to an isolated city, with Gil and bad jobs and financial strain. I'd thought that being spat into the world of adulthood, no longer with a home and bed that I'd call my own thanks to the breakdown of my family, was as lost as I'd ever feel. I was wrong. Nothing had been more disorienting and shattering than losing my way internally as I battled with poor mental health. In the desert, though, I could feel old wounds healing. For a short time, I stopped worrying about finding my way in life or questioning my every move. The path ahead was clearly marked by 3 stripes, the only direction I needed for 2 months. It was a relief that calmed the turbulence as my compass gradually recentered. Each waymarker south, pointing another step in the right direction. Now, I met Bex. An hour in her company was probably the most inspirational time I've had in the past year. So I can guarantee that her journey certainly did prove transformational. And I think that's probably what we're all looking for in our lives, is that a little bit of transformation, or maybe even just a bit of escapism. So that's why I chose 3 Stripes South for our October book. Let's try that again. Try not to fall into the hole the dog's dug. Oh, I need to perch. Perch like this, while the dog takes a whiz on a log. Well, the backstage thrills, eh? If it's uncomfortable under your bum, you're in the right place. My words, that's something you never thought you'd say. Titus, come on. Where are you? I was losing. Here he is. Come on. Come on! You don't need a stick.